Welcome to Coffee Talk. I am your host, MISHUMAA SABA, M.SABA, and this is our Cultural Variety Podcast. Stay tuned. Peace, and welcome to Coffee Talk Podcast, Thursday Night Sports. I am your host, MISHUMAA SABA, M.SABA, and this is the Cultural Variety Podcast show, Coffee Talk. Tonight, we pay homage to Super Bowl week, scheduled for February 11th at the ALLEIGIANT Stadium in Paradise, Nevada, between the San Francisco 49ers versus the Kansas City Chiefs. Tonight, let's discuss our predictions. Let's talk about the over and under spread of 48 points between the two teams combined. And then we're going to also discuss past Super Bowl winners and Hall of Famers on the defense side of the ball. Tonight, we will select two of our past Super Bowl champions that we're going to talk about and pay homage to. And those are Ed Too Tall Jones of the Dallas Cowboys versus Pittsburgh Steelers Mean Joe Green. Who would you choose and why? We want to hear from you tonight here at Coffee Talk Podcast. So bring the flavor, buckle up, and let's talk sports. Coffee Talk Podcast style. Tonight with me, your host, MISHUMAA SABA. Welcome. Woo! How y'all doing? How are y'all doing? Today is February 1st, and it's a beautiful day. It's definitely a beautiful day. Starting to warm up throughout the country right now, so I'm definitely in favor of that. And it's a beautiful day, man. Anytime you can go outside without a jacket in the wintertime, that's a win-win for you. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, especially if you're up here in the Twin Cities, if you're in Minnesota. You know, we've had an outstanding winter. We haven't had a lot of snow at all. A little bit that lasted. You know, it still gets cold now. However, this whole week, man, we've been in the 50s, and then we're going to finish out in the mid 40s going into the end of this week. And man, so it's just been nice, man. Be able to wash your car, ride around, reflect on things, build things. You know what I'm saying? And that's always good. How are you all doing today, though? What's your day like? It is. I do want to say this. I want to apologize for not making it on the scheduled time of Wednesday. You know, Wednesdays is the day we typically do our Wednesday night sports. But man, you know how it is. Once you lay down, some things just get in the way, right? You know, you get comfortable, you be like, But no, I'm happy to be here. And happy to see that y'all is popping in. Go ahead and hit me with the peace, what's up, salam, how you doing, greetings, whatever. Go ahead and leave that in the comment. While you're there, make sure you hit the like button. It's totally free. Go ahead and hit that like button, and also let a friend know, which is the dopest new media podcast, Coffee Talk Podcast in the nation. Do that and make sure you subscribe, and it's a win-win for everybody. You know what I mean? Yes, indeed, it's going to be a win-win for everybody, because you know how it is. We like to bring you the flavor. We don't want to bring no bad negativity. We want you to be able to come here and escape. So anyway, tonight, though, it's our sports night. We're going to call it Thursday Night Sports. And if this is your first time tuning into the show, we never start the show without giving you the flavor as well as the wise words, and then we jump into our storyline. All right, but tonight, this is a first in a long time. What do I mean? Well, typically when we do the flavor, because we are Coffee Talk Podcast, we like to mix that up by talking about some type of drink flavor. So you know what I'm saying? But then we are also meaning flavor as in our culture. So we kind of use it as a double entendre. You know what I'm saying? But every now and then, your coffee can be tart. Your coffee cannot taste good. Your coffee can be stale. And so tonight we don't have a flavor per se that we want to talk about as far as drink. What I mean, like water, wine, coffee, latte, whatever. No, we don't want to talk about drink tonight. Our stale coffee tonight is talking about your boy, Opie Cunningham, aka Eminem. Yeah, that's right. Eminem, the rapper. I don't like dude, straight up and down. But let's go ahead and talk about it. So today's flavor is stale. It's Opie Cunningham, aka Eminem. Why, you may ask? Well, I'll tell you why. The reason why we booing and we ain't respecting Eminem's antics is because Eminem this past week released a diss record to Benzino. Now, Benzino been having his little issues with his daughter, Corey Ray. I think that's the name. Correct me if I'm wrong. Cole Ray or something like that. He's been upset because his daughter was in a video with Busta Rhymes, you know. And it was an animated video. It was a typical Buster Bust video, and it was a good video, you know. Good song. But Benzino had something to say about it because he felt like Buster Bust didn't check in with him before putting his daughter in the video, you know. Whatever. Benzino, you also could have reached out, but, you know, that's between y'all. You know what I'm saying? We don't, like I said, we don't do the negative storyline here at Coffee Talk Podcast. However, I want to say this. I ride with you, Benzino, because Opie Cunningham, a.k.a. Eminem, came out of nowhere and just started having a diss song towards Benzino. The last time they had a rap battle of any regard was 20 years ago. So as we sit back and reflect, this is what came to my mind. What came to my mind is that your boy, hold on. Apologize for that. What came to my mind is that your boy Eminem is trying to stay relevant. Don't nobody listen to the circus style of rap he does. You know what I mean? And we only was cheering for Eminem, if some of y'all were actually. You only cheered for him because of Dr. Dre. But a lot of you don't want to admit that. You want to go the other route and catch the Stockholm Syndrome and do all that shit. Dude, he's really good, though. He's really good. Yeah, he's all right. He had a couple singles that I like. You know what I mean? I like Stan. You know what I mean? But I don't like to just give people keys to our culture when I know that there's people that's better than him, you know. But we like to go ahead and move the goalposts. We like to have different excuses. We even have our own black people trying to say, oh, well, y'all's just mad because Eminem's white. No. It's just that you're moving the goalposts because he's white. You know, and that's called Stockholm Syndrome. So that's my thing on that tape. My thing is Eminem, man, don't come out and battle somebody from 20 years ago. First of all. Second of all, whenever you get ready to battle the real lyricists and they call you out, such as Game calls you out, you ran the high behind 50 and Tony Yayo. Snoop called you out, you went behind Dre and cried to Dre and Jimmy Iovine because Snoop called you out. Rick Rose called you out, you didn't want to do that either. It's like you run and hide when the true MCs call you out. You know, when the true MCs call you out. Are you an MC, Eminem? Yeah, you are one. You battled in Detroit. Yeah, we know your story on 8 Mile, whatever. But, you know, a lot of people say they don't even see you in Detroit. Like, you don't do nothing in Detroit, which, you know, you've been rich for a long time. So I could see you doing that. And plus, you ain't part of the culture in those regards. So, you know what I mean? I can understand them saying that about you. You know, you got some little dudes that'll stick up for you because they want to get part of the check You know what I'm saying? Oh, if you say something nice about him, he might give you a discount and give you a feature. But the reality is, man, I can't respect nobody that never went at the big dogs when it comes to hip hop. You know what I mean? Hip hop has always been a gladiator sport where whether we're talking about the female MCs or the male MCs. And my whole thing is Eminem, you attacking Benzino 20 years later looks real weak, man. You know what I'm saying? Real weak. It looks like some bully shit. We don't respect it. And here at Coffee Talk Podcast, we to be the ones that air your ass out about it like we're doing now because you deserve it. You're not in my top 20. He's not my top 20. Never have been. He's a gimmick rapper. And if you listen to him clearly, his whole style, his whole cadence, he stole that from Redman to me. You know what I mean? Hey, just let you know what it is. So my point is, and I want to ask you viewers, what's your thoughts on Eminem coming at Benzino 20 years later, man? Well, you're just trying to stay relevant, you know. Why don't you battle Black Thought, or why don't you battle Jadakiss? Why don't you battle Nas or somebody? You know what I mean? But anyway, let me know what your thoughts are. Leave that in the comments. We'd be happy to hear from you and respond to you live on Coffee Talk Podcast, the Cultural Variety Podcast Show. Now, moving right along, that's the flavor, by the way. I told you it was stale coffee, right? That's our flavor tonight. Why? We have a stale coffee tonight because Eminem came at Benzino. You know what I mean? Hey, I'm not with that. I'm not with no culture vultures coming at our people like it's cool. Indeed. But let me know what y'all thoughts are on it. All right, moving right along is our wise words. Yes, that's right, our wise words. We never start a show without giving you the wise words, without giving you some affirmation, without giving you some motivation, without giving you some encouragement, without just uplifting you. You know what I mean? So we always select one of our ancestors, one of our great people, whether that's doctors, lawyers, scholars, poets, authors, coaches, whatever. We like to give props, positivity props to people that may need to hear it, and we love to use one of our great people's wise words. So this gentleman played defensive back in football. Again, we're keeping it the football theme because this is Super Bowl weeks. I know it ain't till the 11th, but hey, we starting today because it's Thursday night sports. So we're gonna definitely keep it funky like that. You know what I mean? But Tony Dungy, I'm sorry, I messed up. This guy played defensive back. He also played quarterback for the Minnesota Gophers. Another reason why we're giving him his props tonight. And this gentleman was born October 6, 1955, out of Jackson, Michigan. Tonight, we pay homage to 2016 Hall of Famer, two-time Super Bowl winner, one as a player for the Pittsburgh Steelers during Super Bowl 13, and also as a coach for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers during Super Bowl 41. Tony Dungy is our coach of tonight with a career winning record of 148 wins and 79 losses. Tonight's wise words by Mr. Tony Dungy is this. Mr. Tony Dungy stated, "You can't always control circumstance. However, you can always control your attitude, your approach, and your response." We're going to say that one more time tonight for our viewers. But the wise words tonight is by Coach Tony Dungy, who coached successful teams in Tampa Bay and the Indianapolis Colts. And I might have misspoke. He might not have won the Super Bowl with Tampa Bay. I think he won it with the Colts. Let me know, y'all. Leave that in the comments. Look that up and let me know. But Tony Dungy's wise words, the great Tony Dungy, his wise words again is this. You can't always control circumstance. However, you can always control your attitude, your approach, and your response. This is Coffee Talk Podcast, and these are the wise words of Coach Tony Dungy. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. What y'all know about Tony Dungy, man? You know, the Vikings had Tony Dungy, man. He was our defensive coordinator here in Minnesota. And they let him go, man. They didn't give him a coaching opportunity years ago. You know, I think it went to Brad Childress or Mike Tice or somebody, and they let the great Tony Dungy leave out the back door, man. And he just went on and had a successful coaching career as well as NFL broadcaster career. You know, he does the Sunday night prime games. You know, great guy, great philosopher, great mind. Hats off to Mr. Tony Dungy. We salute you here at Coffee Talk Podcast. All right, so let's move right along. Again, this is like Super Bowl week. I'm gonna say week because you know it's 10 more days till we get to the Super Bowl. Hey, we starting it now. You know what I'm saying? Let's go ahead and talk about the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl is going to be at ALLEIGIANT. I feel like I'm pronouncing that wrong, but the spelling is ALLEIGIANT. Is it ALLEIGIANT? It's ALLEIGIANT Stadium, and that's in Paradise, Nevada. It's going to be between the San Francisco 49ers, who come in here with a 12 wins, 5 loss record, and they're going to be going against the Kansas City Chiefs, Pat Mahomes and the boys, and they got 11 wins and 6 losses. The over-under for this game, for this Super Bowl, was 48 points. So what is an over-under if you're just tuning in and you don't really know about gambling or whatnot? But in Vegas, they're allowing you. They're saying 48 points is going to be put up on there. Do you think 48, the two teams combined total, is going to be more than 48 points? Then you go ahead and place your bet on the over. If you believe that their combined points does not match 48 points or over, then you go with the under, and that's how you win your money in Vegas. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk a little bit more about the over and under before we go into other segments. But here's what we're looking at. Right now, two teams combined, the Chiefs and the 49ers combined, they are at 52 points a game together. What do I mean by that? Well, what I mean is that the Kansas City Chiefs, on an average, score 23 points a game, especially during this postseason. And the 49ers are putting up 29 points a game. High volume team, Purdy, McCarthy, Debo. You know, they got an offense and a defense. So they score big, man. Both teams are scoring big. So together, if you take the 29 and the 23 points, combine them, that comes up to a total of 52 points. So if you are a betting man, based off of that statistic, then you'll probably want to go with the over. So you want to take about $100, $200, $300, $400, place that on a betting line, such as any of them. You know, I would say one of them's names, but I ain't got an endorsement deal yet to promote them. But if you wanted to put some money down, you know what I'm saying? Prize Picks is a good place. I like them. But you can go ahead and place your bets. And again, based off of those statistics of what they average on offense, together they combine 52 points. So again, if you're feeling fruitful, you know what I mean? Go ahead and place your money on the over and make some money. Now, you know, sometimes you don't see too many big Super Bowls, man. They usually be in the middle or low scoring. So if you really feel like those two teams combined with quarterback Purdy and Patrick Mahomes playing a tight game, not getting it done, then you go with the under. And it's be under 48 points. But again, both teams together is combined to get about 52 points. So you might want to go with the over. All right, let's go ahead and move right along. I want to go ahead and pay homage to two Hall of Famers, two past Super Bowl winners. But before I do that, I want to just slow down a bit, and I want to talk about defense, going back to the 49ers Kansas City Chiefs subject. Defensively, Kansas City Chiefs only give up 17 points a game. The 49ers, they give up 17.5. So both of these defenses is not going to give up no more than 17 points. You know what I'm talking about? So let's just do this from an imaginary standpoint, just for my viewers. So you take 17 and 17 and you add those together, okay? That would be a combined total of 34 points. In all actuality, Kansas City Chiefs really only gave up 17.3 points a game, and the 49ers only give up 17.5 points a game. So that's about 34.8 points that you're looking at. So with those two great defenses, that there will help you if you want to go with the under, if you want to put some money down on betting, and you want to say, hey, this Super Bowl, I'm putting $500 up, and I know that neither team is going to score over 48 points. So if you go by their defense allowed points, it's only a total of 34.8 points. So that's what I want to give you tonight. Hey, if you win something, you know how to find me. Don't want much. You can just buy me a couple wine coolers and roll me up one, you know. Hey, but listen, at least I gave you the breakdown so that you can be a better. Does that make sense, y'all? A better? What's a better? All right, so there you have it. So if you're looking to bet, those are the odds on that. All right, so now let's go ahead and get back into these two Super Bowl pass winners, both Hall of Famers. And I wanted to treat this like a versus battle, okay? So I'm thinking back, and I'm like, who would you choose as your first selection if you had a draft? Or who was the biggest impact? But we're talking about no other than Dallas Cowboys Ed Too Tall Jones and the Pittsburgh Steelers Mean Joe Green. Let's go ahead and discuss that, shall we? All right, so let's discuss it. Let's go ahead and start with the Dallas Cowboys. Yeah, I'm a little biased because I'm a Cowboys head. You know what I mean? But this guy stands at 6'9". He wore number 72 for the silver and blue Dallas Cowboys. This guy was born February 23rd, 1951, out of Jackson, Tennessee. His defensive position was a defensive end. We're talking about Ed Too Tall Jones. Ed Too Tall Jones went to a HBCU known as Tennessee State. That's right, HBCU. He was drafted in 1974. And what makes this man a bad man, y'all, is that he was selected in the first round coming out of an HBCU, and he was the first overall pick, the first pick in the 1974 NFL draft. A defense end as the first pick. It doesn't happen too often. I know it happens, but man, this is a quarterback's world, so that just lets you know how bad Mr. Ed Too Tall Jones was, and how such a big impact he was on the defensive end. Ed Too Tall Jones went ahead and won a Super Bowl. He actually won Super Bowl 12. And the Dallas Cowboys defeated the Denver Broncos 27-10. So those are the statistics. Actually, no, let me jump into the statistics. The statistics of Ed Too Tall Jones before we make our decision is Ed Too Tall Jones played in a career 224 NFL games. Out of those 224 games, he had 57.5 sacks a game. I mean, yeah, That would be 57.5 on the average for his career. He had 57. He had 57 sacks. I apologize. Stumbling over my words just a little bit. And he also had 19 fumble recoveries. So that means he was always by the ball, man. Again, tonight, those are the stats that we are talking about. Ed Too Tall Jones, 6'9", defensive end for my Dallas Cowboys. Versus Mr. Mean Joe Green. When I think Mean Joe Green, I think about some old school Coca-Cola commercials back in the late 70s and 80s. That's right. If you want to see a Mean Joe Green commercial, it's kind of cool. Go to YouTube, check it out. Type Mean Joe Green, Pittsburgh Steelers commercial, man. You can check it out, man. You feel like a kid again. You know what I'm talking about? So Mean Joe Green wore number 75 for the black and gold. That's right, Pittsburgh Steelers. He actually played for the Pittsburgh Steelers from 1969 all the way through 1981. He was born September 24th, 1946 in Temple, Texas. His defensive football position was defensive tackle, baby. You know what it is, nose guard, defensive tackle. You know what it is. His college he attended was North Texas State. And Mean Joe Green, he was drafted in 1969 in the first round, number 4th pick in the first round of 1969. Again, he was a bad man. How many Super Bowls did Mean Joe Green have playing defensive tackle with the Steelers? He had 4 Super Bowls, man. That defense, them Pittsburgh Steelers was solid. That's why they got 4 Super Bowls. They might got 5. But I know with Terry Bradshaw and them, they ran all 4. You know what I mean? The statistics for Mean Joe Green is Mean Joe Green played 181 games. And this is just big right here. He played in 181 games, and he started 172 of the 181 games he played in his career. He is not no punk. That's Mean Joe Green. And guess what? His fumble recoveries. I don't like to say the word guess what, but we'll let it slide today. All right? Because we don't guess nothing. Either we do the knowledge or we don't. Let's just for a figure two. Let's just remove the guess. But we also want to state with the statistics that Mean Joe Green recovered 16 career fumbles in his career. Ed Too Tall Jones had 19 career fumble recoveries. So those are the statistics right there. Let me know who you going with, man. Who had the biggest impact? Was it Ed Too Tall Jones for the Dallas Cowboys, or was it Mean Joe Green for the for the black and gold Pittsburgh Steelers? Go ahead and leave a comment. Go ahead and leave a comment. Let us know what your thoughts are. Tonight, Coffee Talk Podcast, Thursday night sport. So, now that we're at the tail end of our show, let's go ahead and pick our winner. So, who do you think is going to win the Super Bowl? Go ahead and leave a comment. What do you think the final score is going to be? Leave a comment. And who do you think is going to win and by how many points? Leave that in the comments as well. I'm going to go ahead and give you my predictions now, and we'll talk about them eventually next week or through the chat. But I'm going to go with, drum roll, please. Hey, is that a drum roll? Come on, man. All right. Drum roll, please. Back in my day, you would get a good drum roll. You know what I mean? All right. So let's go ahead and pay the honors of letting you know my prediction for the Super Bowl. All right. So this is what I think. I think Kansas City Chiefs wins the Super Bowl. That's right. Coffee Talk Podcast, we're selecting the Kansas City Chiefs. And we're also going to say this. I got Kansas City Chiefs by 10 points. So let me know what time it is. Should we go ahead and call Vegas and put some money on the line? I'm feeling kind of good. You know what I'm saying? I believe Kansas City pulls it out. One, because they've been on that big stage before. 49ers, these are some new kids. They ain't been on this big stage, although their organization has. But, Kansas City Chiefs, man, and Pat Mahomes, he's like the new Tom Brady. You know what I'm saying? And you know how the entertainment league is. Entertainment league. So I'm going to Kansas City and going to win. Put it in the comments. Let me know who you think's going to win and by how much. You got in the comments. And also, make sure you subscribe to the Coffee Talk podcast so you do not miss any future episodes that we got. I mean, come on. You don't want to miss no shows. I mean, we kind of dope. You know what I'm talking about? We kind of dope. All right. So until next time, this is Coffee Talk Podcast, man. I'm gonna go ahead and hit y'all up with the universal peace sign. I'm just gonna say, hey man, stay sucker free. Continue to appreciate each other. Continue to search for knowledge yourself and make sure that you bring clarity to past traumas. Let them go so that you can continue to grow and heal. That's what we want to give you all. Those are the words of the wisdom from your boy, MISHUMAA, SABA. This is Coffee Talk Podcast. You know where you get the flavor, right? Universal peace sign. I'm out of here. I'm gone. Coffee Talk Podcast. We'll see y'all next time.